So good morning. So today we are going to discuss some of the open pit mining methods. So we have seen that in opencast mining, very big dumpers are used for the transportation purpose. These are the dumpers. You see the size of the dumpers. You see the size of the wheels or the tires more than the height of the people. So these big size dumpers, they can transport the material very quickly to a greater distance. So a lot of material can be transported by the help of the dumpers. So this is the size of the dumper. You can see from the side of the dumper and from the back of the dumper, and on the top left side, this is the funnel shaped open pit mining. Funnel shaped open pit mining. You are going spirally by making benches and entering to the mine, going to the bottom of the pit. So this is a funnel type of open pit mining. Okay. So in open cast mining, we have seen that benches are formed. The open cast mining is nothing but formation of benches. So this is the top bench. This is the dumper standing on the top bench. This is another dumper standing on the middle of the bench, and this is the bottom, pit bottom. This is the pit bottom up to which you are working. So these are called your pit benches. So this is the shape of open cast mining. On the left side, you are seeing these are the ramps, or these are the worms. The size of the this side there is no mineral is there, so you are working on the right side. These are the benches, 1, 2, 3, 4 benches are on the right side, which are uh, mining is going on the right side. Left side there is no mining. There are two benches are there. So this is the way the open pit mining is carried out. So here it is very clearly seen in this diagram. So these are the haul roads. These are the haul roads on which the dumpers they have to move. These are the haul roads on which the dumper has to move and take the material to the surface. And these are the dump yards where the waste materials are dumped. So this is the activity carried out for open pit mining. So the open pit mining is also known as your open cut mining and strip mining, which refers to a method of extracting rock or minerals from the earth by their removal from an open pit. Here also, it is clearly visible how the roads are going and how the benches are formed. So this is the mine which is called your open cut mining or open pit mining. And here also, this figure, you are able to see a big mine, and how the haul roads are designed, how the material is transported. So this is the shape of the open pit mining, how the open pit mining looks. So this is the bottom of the pit. So at the bottom of the pit you'll get water, because from the strata a lot of water will be coming out. So this is the way the open cast mining is carried out. And here also you are able to see the shape of the open pit mining. So at the bottom a lot of water is there. In rainy season, water will be accumulated at the bottom of the pit. So most of the time, most of the time when the mining company is done with it, means after the mining is finished, means after the minerals are taken out from the earth crust, so the company has to go for filling the land. So So after the mining is over, reclamation is to be carried out by filling the land by waste materials. So most of the time when the mining company is done with it, the pit is used as a landfill. Here in this pit you are able to see, so a lot of water is accumulated here. So this water can also be used for cultivation purpose. It can be used for pisciculture. It can be used for boating purposes, recreational picnic spots like that. So after the mining is done, the land should be filled up with waste materials to bring back its original beauty by planting trees. But if you are not able to go for reclamation, so in rainy season lot of water will be accumulated in rainy season. And if you are not going for reclamation, land filling, then this water can be harvested. This water can be used for useful purposes, like this water can be used for irrigation purpose, for domestic use. It can be used for pisciculture. It can be, the water can be used as a boating space, for picnic spot, boating, recreational place. So that is the way people are doing for the mining activities. So a landfill is used as a dump. So if you are able to fill the land, it is good. A landfill is used as a dump to get rid of our garbage. When it is filled with garbage, suppose you are able to fill up this void with garbage waste material, it is covered over with layers of dirt. Then above the rock, the topsoil, the subsoil, the subsoil and topsoil will be spread, so that again the trees can be planted, and vegetation can be carried out. Or again afforestation, planting of trees can be carried. So after the garbage rots a long time, the land can be used again for agricultural purpose also. Sometimes the crater, this void, is filled up with water which looks like a lake, and that is the scenario you can see in your mining uh, industry. So on the left side you are able to see a dumper, and you see the size of the dumper used in Opencast mining, a car size and a dumper size, how big is the dumper. So whenever you go for Opencast mining, there are many environmental problems associated with Opencast mining. The and because of the Opencast mining, it affects the beauty of the aesthetic beauty of the land surface. It impacts the impact of environmental uh, uh, parameters on the surface mining method is that, so after the mining is done, the beauty of the earth's crust is destroyed. Aesthetic beauty of the earth is damaged, and the air quality is also deteriorated because of the dust and pollutants which are emitted to the atmosphere. Air quality is also getting affected. Air pollution is there because of the dust and pollutants emitted to the atmosphere. So the opencast mining also responsible for water discharge and runoff and water pollution. And sometimes the land gets subsided. Subsidence also sometimes take place, sliding of the rock mass, subsidence. So and the opencast mining also sometimes, after the mineral is taken out, after the mineral is processed, after the mineral is beneficiated, you generate a lot of tailings, gangue particles, tailings, which may be acidic in nature or which may contain heavy metals, which are also very harmful to the environment. So the environmental impacts of opencast mining includes the aesthetic beauty of the place is damaged, the aesthetic beauty of the earth's crust is damaged, Air quality is deteriorated because of the dust and different type of toxic pollutants, and water also get polluted in the mining area, uh, and the land also sometimes subsides. Sometimes the land also land subsidence takes place, or movement of the ground takes place, and after the mineral is washed, screened, after the mineral is um, uh, beneficiated, processed, you are going to get some tailings, gank particles. You are going to get the tailings, waste materials, and these materials may be acidic in nature, or they may be containing heavy metals which are very, very harmful to the environment. So these are the environmental impacts you come across with open pit mining method. So how to minimize the environmental impacts? If mining will cause quality deterioration of either the surface water or groundwater, remedial and treatment measures must be developed to meet discharge standards. So before the mine water is allowed to go to the rivers, go to the uh, nearby water bodies. So the mine water should be treated. After treatment only, you should uh, discharge the water to the rivers and other uh, areas, so that the water will not affect the people who are living downstream. So the mine plan must include all the technical measures which are to be taken to handle all the environmental problems from initial data gathering to the mine closure phase and reclamation of the disturbed surface area. So in your mine plan, uh, while planning the mining activities, you have to prepare the environmental management plan also, where you have to specify how to take care of the environment, how you can go for environmental uh, protection measures, what environmental protection measures to be taken, how to go for eco-friendly mining without affecting the environment. Sustainable mining is to be carried out, which should be documented in your mine plan. And initially, before start of the mining, so you have to collect the environmental parameters: water quality, air quality, noise, vibration. Then after the mining has started, when full scale mining is going on, also you are going to collect the water samples, water quality analysis, air quality analysis, noise and vibration. So how much environmental impact is there, you can come to know from the baseline data which you have gathered at the initial stage of mining. And after the mining activity is over, after getting the minerals, then you have to go for closing the mines. So the mine closure plan also should be properly designed, so that when you are going to close the mine, there will be less environmental impact. So at the stage of mine closure, you have to go for land reclamation. This disturbed surface area should be reclaimed, and new vegetation should be created. So these are the things you have to keep in your mind while carrying out the open cast mining methods. So whenever you go for open pit mining, there are some social and economic implications are there. Social problems are there. Economic implications are there. Social problem means, so whenever you go for surface mining method, so a lot of land will be needed, forest land, and the cultivation land is to be destroyed. So the people who are living around the mine, they are going to lose their cultivation land, they are going to lose their houses. So they will not allow you to go for mining. So they will obstruct your path. So for uh, uh, starting the mining activities, you have to rehabilitate them. So the people who are going to be affected, who are going to be affected because of your mining activity, they have to be given houses, they have to be given new land so that their livelihood can continue. They will not be affected because of the mining activities. So social impact is there. The people will not allow you to go for mining unless they are given compensation. So then, as per the uh, rehabilitation and resettlement law of government of India, so you have to give jobs to the people who are going to lose their houses, who are going to lose their um, cultivation land. So and other measures are also to be taken so that they do not get disturbed because of the mining activities. So and you know that the minerals are non-renewable resources. Once you mine the minerals, they are exhausted. They will not long last. They will not long. They will not last very long period of resources. Once you take out the coal from the coal mines, so again you will not get coal in that area so easily. So it takes thousands of years to form the coal or minerals in the earth crust. So once you mine the minerals, so that is exhausted. The mineral resources are exhausted. So because they are non-renewable resources, so therefore you have to be very careful while mining. You have to conserve the mineral resources. There should not be any wastage of mineral resources. And as far as possible, you should try to exploit 100%, recover the minerals 100%. Nothing should be left out in the mine. The Indian Bureau of Mines is looking after the conservation of mineral resources. So there is a in our country there is a mineral conservation policy is there. So the Indian Bureau of Mines, they will come to your mine and see whether you are doing scientific mining or not, whether any mineral is left out in the mine. Because sometimes the mining authority, mining people, they take out the high grade minerals and they leave behind the low grade minerals, which are a great loss for the country. To get more profit, they take the high grade minerals and they leave behind the low grade minerals. So if you are leaving the low grade minerals, then it is a great loss for the country. So you should, then what is to be done? So you should mine the low grade minerals, and after mining the low grade minerals, those minerals can be upgraded. Their quality, their grade can be upgraded by washing, cleaning, by beneficiation, by mineral processing techniques. So that is the thing you should do, which is taken care by Indian Bureau of Mines as per the Indian Mineral Conservation Policy. And sometimes the mineral demand is there, sometimes there is no demand of mineral resources. So there may be a boom or bust of the mining process. There may be loss of tourism in the area because of the mining activities. Depending on location, companies could bypass reclamation requirements, cleaning soils of acids, heavy metals, and sulfurs. So if the mine is located in a remote area where there is no habitation is there, no people are living, then you can bypass the reclamation requirements. But if the mine is situated very close to the towns, very close to the cities, very close to the villages, then you have to go for land reclamation. But if the mine is situated in a forest land, in a remote area, in a jungle area where there is no habitation, then reclamation aspect can be relaxed. So these are the some of the social and economic implications of surface mining method. So in the previous classes, we have discussed about the bucket wheel excavator, which is used for lignite mining. So this is the wheel, a very big wheel, uh, uh, having number of buckets are there. So these are the buckets, cutting buckets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like that. There are number of buckets are attached to this wheel. Therefore, this machine is called your bucket wheel excavator. And the bucket wheel excavator rotates in the anti-clockwise, and it cuts the material, and these material after cutting they are discharged to a belt conveyor system, from where the material is transported to its destination. So this is the wheel which is called your bucket wheel excavator. It rotates in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is the size of the bucket wheel excavator. You see, it is a very big machine, gigantic machine, which is called your bucket wheel excavator. And after the material is caught, it is transported by the help of the belt conveyors, and from the belt conveyor the material goes to the stackers. From the stackers the material is spreaded by the help of the spreading mechanism, spreaders. So this is the size of the machine which is called your bucket wheel excavator. Therefore these machines are called your heavy earth moving machineries, because they are very big, very gigantic in nature, and they can move the earth very quickly. That is why they are called your heavy earth moving machineries. So uh, this is some of the things. Then next is your uh, surface mining methods. So mining methods, surface mining methods. So surface mining methods uh, are depicted in this diagram. So this we have seen that this is the bench you are going to take. So this is the shovel loading the material to the dumpers, hydraulic shovel loading the material to the dumper. So about to surface mining, uh, we have discussed in surface mining, you will learn various surface mining methods which are used to extract ore from near surface deposits. The surface mining method is used to extract the minerals from the shallow deposits. If the depth of occurrence of mineral deposit is not much, then surface mining method can be used. And the objectives of this surface mining method, after completing the surface mining method, you will be able to understand the geological factors responsible for surface mining method. You can understand the engineering factors for surface mining method. You can explain what a placer deposit is. You can understand the surface mining methods. So the surface mining methods are open pit mining, terrace mining, strip mining, contour strip mining, agar mining, glory hole mining, quarrying, and panning, sluicing, dredging, hydraulic mining, heap leaching, in situ leaching. So these are the various open pit mining methods used to extract the mineral deposits from shallow deposits. From the shallow deposits. Okay. So choice of mining and processing methods are dependent on many factors. The simple aim in selecting and implementing a particular mine plan is always to mine a mineral deposit so that profit is maximized. Maximization of profit, minimization of the cost is the primary objective of any company. So whenever you are going to open the mining activities, or whenever you are going to extract the mineral deposits, so the company aims to get more profit. So how to get more profit? So you have to minimize the cost to get more profit. So aim of every company is minimization of cost of mining and maximization of profits. So I have told that when you are going to get profit, so if your selling price is more than your cost of mining, then you are going to get profit. So for every deposit, your aim is that profit is maximized when the unique characteristics of the deposit and its location, current market prices for the mined mineral, and the limits imposed by safety, economy, environment. So whenever you are going for mining, you have to take care of the safety of the people. It should be economically viable, and it should be environment friendly. So you should take care of the environment. So these are the things you have to keep in mind while selecting a mining method. So what is surface mining? Surface mining, a surface mine is in which the ore lies near the surface and can be extracted by removing the covering layers of rock and soil. The overburden materials are removed. After that, you get the mineral. So if the mineral is lying at a shallow depth, then surface mining method can be practiced. Almost all surface mining operations are exposed to the elements and require no roof support because it is open environment, so no need of roof support. Whereas in underground mining you have to go for roof support. So how to evaluate the surface mining deposits? The deposits which are to be mined, the deposits, mineral deposits which are to be mined, you have to evaluate before the mining is started whether the deposit is economically profitable or not. For that purpose, you have to carry out the calculation. So the following outline lists the basic factors which must be taken into account for evaluation of a prospective surface mine. The first thing you have to look into the geography, where the mineral deposit is lying. You know that the mineral deposits, they may be lying in the hilly area, in the forest area, on the plain area, or they may be on the valley area, or they may be on the top of the hill. So geography of the area is to be taken into account first priority for evaluating the surface mining projects. What is geography? Means the topography. Geography is nothing but your topography, which is a function of its location, which affects the cost of development and operation of a surface mine. So geographic location establishes the climate of the area. Location also establishes the condition of remoteness from or proximity to civilization and its developed facilities such as transportation systems, power supply, labor pool, manufacturing, supply services, and specialty repair shops. So whenever you are going to mine a mineral deposit, first thing you have to see where the mineral deposit is lying, whether the deposit is lying at the top of the hill, whether the deposit is lying at the bottom of the hill, whether the deposit is lying in the valleys or on the plain surfaces. So first thing that is to be evaluated, and whether that mine, whether the deposit which is lying very remote area, suppose it is located in a very jungle area, very remote area where there is no roads are there, there is no communication means are there is no electricity is there is no people available to mine the deposit, and you are not able to get the equipment, then this is a very important while starting the mining activities, because you have to construct your own roads, you have for transportation purpose, you have to bring the power supply to the area, and you have to bring the labor force from a distance. So and you have to get the equipments from a great distance. So and after that also, after the equipments used in the mines, if there is any breakdown, then you have to go for the repair shops. So therefore the geography is very important factor for evaluating a surface mining project. If the deposit is very near to a city area, town area, then you will have access to the roads, you will have access to the electricity, you will have access to the railway lines. Sometimes the material, the minerals are to be transported through the rail wagons. So there should be a railway junction or railway uh, line, so that the minerals can be transported from the mines to a greater distance to its destination to the customers. Therefore, while evaluating the surface mining projects, so you have to look into where the deposit is lying, what is the geographical location of the deposit. So topography, geography, a function of the location of the deposit, which affects the cost of development and operation of a surface mine. Therefore, the geographical location establishes the climate. So, whether the deposit is lying at a place where there is snowfall is there, where there is heavy rain is there, where there is climate, your hot summer is there. So that also affect these surface mining activities. Therefore, the location establishes the condition of remoteness from or proximity to civilization and its developed facilities, such as the roads, railway lines, power supply, labor force, manufacturing of equipments, and supply services and repair shops. So this is about the geographical location of the mineral deposit, which is to be evaluated before start of mining activity. Then second is legal status of land and mining rights. So you know that the land are of different type of lands are there. It may be a government land, it may be a private land. If it is a private land, there is a lot of problem to acquire the land. Land acquisition is a great challenge in surface mining projects. So if the land is belonging to some private party, private people, local people, so you have to purchase the land from them by paying heavy amount of money. And uh, the legal rights for mining, so you have to apply to the government to uh, get the lease for the mineral deposit to be mined by the company. So legal status of the land, land surface may be a private land, maybe a government land, or maybe a forest land. So if it is a forest land, you have to take clearance from the forest department. And if it is a private land, you have to purchase the land from the private people. If it is a government land, then there may not be much problem. And if it is a government land, you have to apply the lease area, lease, to mine the mineral deposit. So therefore, the legal status of the land and mining rights are very important to evaluate the surface mining deposits, surface deposits. So land and other necessary rights should be checked, such as water use rights. So whenever you are going to use the water for your mining purpose, so water use rights and the ability to acquire auxiliary land for plant site, roads, tailings disposal ground, waste disposal ground. So all these things are related to your land and your mining rights. So you have to check whether they are feasible or not. Then third one is your historical, political, and sociological factors are also there. So you know that your once upon a time in the Vedanta bauxite mining, they wanted to start the mining activities in Gandhamardan Hills. So Gandhamardan Hill in Odisha, in Balangir, Titlagarh area, Balangir district. So that is a historical place. Some monuments are there, some temples are there. So it is very difficult to get the land for the mining purpose. So Vedanta could not, Balco Vedanta, they tried to mine the bauxite deposit which is lying in the Gandhamardan hill, but because of the historical uh, importance of the place, they could not go for mining. So the historical importance of the location, political people sometimes they interfere, they don't allow you to go for mining. The environmentalists, they will also not allow you to go for mining, and sociological factors are also there. The society where people are living, they may not allow you also go for mining. So these aspects are to be taken care while starting the mining activity. These are the factors which are to be taken into account for evaluation of a prospective surface mining project, surface deposits. Then the other most important factor is your geology of the area, geology of the deposit. Then other factor is your mining conditions. Then other condition is your ore treatment requirements, whether the ore is to be mined, and after that mining, the beneficiation, washing of the minerals, how it is to be carried out, and finally you have to analyze economically whether you are going to get profit or not. What is the mining cost? So the cost of mining, as I have told, there are direct costs are there, indirect costs are also there. So all these cost analysis is to be carried out to know the economic viability of the surface mining deposits. So these parameters are to be studied. So about the geology, so geological parameters we have to study. Geological evaluation, which may include widespread drilling. You have to carry out drilling and get the drill samples, drill sample logging. Then after that, the drill samples are to be tested and processed, plotting of the data on maps and cross sections, preparation of specialized interpretive maps, calculation of reserves by grades, calculation of stripping requirements, groundwater studies, and economic analysis. So geological evaluation of surface deposits includes calculation of reserve, how much mineral deposit is there, so that it can be profitable to go for mining. And you have to also calculate the grade of the reserve, grade of the mineral deposit. You have to calculate the stripping ratio, stripping requirement, how much overburden material you are going to remove. And if the mineral deposit contains water, so groundwater studies are to be carried out, and economic analysis is to be carried out. So these are the geological parameters, geological factors you have to take into account. And similarly, the mining conditions, the mining parameters, the geometry of an ore body, and the topography of the land surface beneath which the ore body exists will affect the kind and cost of a surface mining project. The depth and character of overlying rock uh, and the physical characteristics of the wall rock also affect the configuration and cost of a surface mining project. So the mining conditions are to be also evaluated for starting a mining activity, surface mining activity. Then after the mining is done, you have to go for treatment of the ore treatment requirements. So if the low grade ores are there, then to upgrade the quality of the ore, you have to go for treatment. So almost every potential surface mine must consider some phase of product upgrading. If it is a low grade mineral, you have to upgrade the quality by beneficiation. This may vary from a simple crossing. You may have to cross the material and size the material. uh, Crossing and sizing operation is to be carried out to a complex operation including multiple stages of size reduction, concentration, agglomeration to upgrade the quality of the mineral. In many cases, pilot scale testing is deemed advisable. Sometimes you have to go for pilot scale testing to know the quality of the ore, how to upgrade the ore. And finally, before the start of the mining operation, the economic analysis is to be carried out to find out the cost of mining and how much profit you are going to get. So in the broadest sense, economic analysis for a such surface mining project involves the determination of market value of the product. So after the mining is done, how much money you are going to get by selling 1 ton of mineral to the market, and all elements of cost of production, and what is the cost of production, all elements of cost of production like your direct cost, indirect cost, and all other costs. And by subtraction from the by subtraction from the market value, selling price minus the cost of production, that will give you a margin of profit or loss can be calculated. So if the cost of production is more than the selling price of the mineral, then you are going to lose. There will be a loss. So but you cannot go for a loss, so you have to get profit. So how to minimize the cost so that you get more profit? That is the economical analysis you have to carry out. Many new surface mining projects require very high capital investment to purchase bigger size of machines. There are three commonly used yardsticks to value investment worth. So first thing you have to say is degree of necessity, whether the mineral is in great demand or not. If it is in great demand, then you have to go for mining. If there is no demand in the market, then why you will go for mining? And payback period. So second is payback period. After how many years you are going to get your profit? Initially you have to develop the mineral deposit, you have make roads, and sometimes it takes 4 years, 5 years. After that only you will get your profits. So that is called your payback period. So the payback period should not be very long period, because you need profit immediately after mining is started. So if a lot of overburden material is lying above the mineral deposit, it will take long time to remove the overburden to get the minerals. Unless you get the minerals, you are not going to get the profit. So therefore, payback period is very important in the economic analysis of a surface mining project. And the rate of return, IRR, internal rate of return. So how much, suppose you are spending 1 crore of rupee for starting the mining project. So how much money you are going to get back? You are spending 1 crore for purchase of an equipment. So after how many years, or uh, uh, how much money you are going to get back profit? So that is rate of return. Whatever money you are spending for the project, you should get back through profits. So all these things are to be taken into account for evaluation of the surface mining deposits, surface deposits, for carrying out surface mining activities. So if you see the history of surface mining, the history of surface mining is essentially that of mining the coal deposits, copper deposits, and iron ore deposits, and the non-metallic minerals like your clays, gypsum, phosphate, rocks, sand, gravel, and stone. Changing public policy is exerting strong pressure favoring a reduction or elimination of surface mining. And since the economic differences between between surface and underground mining for the remaining mineral resources is narrowing. This increasing force may become the deciding factor in determining the future trend in surface mining versus underground mining. So the surface mining method, the surface mining technology uh, is carried out for the mineral deposits which are on or near the surface of the Earth's crust. So if the mineral deposit is lying at a lesser depth, shallow mineral deposits are mineable by surface mining methods. Surface mining method will be applicable, can be carried out for the mineral deposits which are lying at a shallower depth. So mineral deposits are near the surface. Sometimes the mineral deposits they are very near to the surface. Sometimes they are exposed to the surface, which are called your outcropping deposits. The surface of the earth and are removed very profitably. So then only you can go for surface mining method if the deposit is lying at a lesser depth, at a shallow depth. If the deposit is at a great depth, then you have to go for underground mining. The surface mining, for the surface mining is the traditional cone-shaped excavation. As I have shown you the diagram, it is a cone-shaped excavation. All it can be any shape depending on the size and shape of the ore body that is used. Ore body is typically pipe-shaped, vein-type deposit, pipe-type deposit, steeply dipping, stratified deposits or irregular deposits. Depending on that, the shape of the mine will look. Although it is most often associated with metallic ore bodies like your copper, iron ore, it can be used for any deposit that suits the geometry. Most typically, diamond pipes are also mined by surface mining methods if the geometry suits to you. Surface mining is the predominant exploitation method throughout the world. In United States of America, surface mining contributes about 85% of all the minerals exploitation, excluding petroleum and natural gas. Almost all metallic ores, 90% of them are mined by surface mining methods, and the non-metallic ore, about 97% of them are also mined by surface mining methods. 61% of the coal is mined using surface mining methods in United States of America. So therefore the surface mining method is a very versatile mining method which is used extensively throughout the world for mining of the shallow deposits which are lying at a lesser depth in the earth crust. So see, surface mining costs capital investment. You need a lot of money to purchase bigger surface machines. That is called your capital investment. Primarily expensive transportation equipment like your dampers, belt conveyors are to be purchased. Sometimes the locomotive haulage, the are to be also deployed in the mines. So for that purpose, a lot of capital investment is required for transportation equipments, but generally it results in high productivity. Open cast mines are very productive mines. They produce more mineral. High output rate of ore is there in open cast mines, and operating cost is also very low. So since the operating cost is low, you are going to get more profits in surface mining projects. So if you see the scenario in India, the Coal India, the biggest coal mining company in India, they are having open cast mines and underground mines. So all the underground mines are running in loss. They are getting they are getting loss from the underground mining, whereas they are getting more profit in the surface mining projects. So the loss which is there in underground mining is taken care by the profits which they are getting from the surface mines. because the operating cost of surface mining projects are very low, so they get more profit. And the surface mining projects are also safer. Working conditions you are getting compared to the underground mining. Surface mining is very safe method of mining. There is no roof fall, there is no ventilation problem, there is no other noxious gas problem, and you get a better safety record than the underground mining. So surface mining is a better method of mining, safe method of mining, and therefore throughout the world people are using this surface mining method. So this is the surface mining method layout uh, of a surface mining project. Okay. So certain steps you have to carry out, steps of surface mining operation. Different steps you have to carry out, different steps involved in surface mining activities. So this class I will take tomorrow. Steps involved in surface mining operation. Tomorrow I will teach it. Today we have discussed about the how to evaluate these surface deposits to start the mining operations. So the surface deposits which are lying at a lesser depth, at a shallower depth, they can be mined by surface mining methods. So for evaluation of the surface mining projects, you have to first see the geographical location of the deposit, where the deposit is lying. That is the most important aspect you have to look into. Then your geology of the area is to be taken care, and the mining conditions and the environmental conditions and other parameters you have to take into account while starting the surface mining projects. So today this much of class is there. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock, we'll start these steps involved in surface mining operations. What are the various steps you have to carry out to get the minerals from surface mining projects? Thank you. Thank you for your patient hearing. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.